Yeah, hey folks, this is Martin from the photoacademy.eu, and here I have answer of some questions I get sometimes, and an home assignment as well, because just now I'm not able to show you a video of this tip. I show you a screenshot, and this is something you can print at home so that you have a white, a gray, and a black image. You can print this on a big paper. You can print 3 different ones, or if you have, you can use a grade card with black, gray, and white on it, so that you have this 3 colors, and then you can test it. And the question that I get sometimes, if I borrow my camera to another one to take some shots on an event or some shots of me with friends or something like this, they're wondering why my camera is set to manual mode. And with this tip here and this assignment, you can test my question by yourself. So if you're on auto mode, program mode, or whatever, let us say you're on an aperture priority and you take a single point metering, not the matrix, the center point metering, or how it's called on your system, and you point your camera to your subject. Your camera ring takes the measurement for the exposure, and because you set your ISO, let's say to 200, and you set your aperture to 4, the camera will figure out that you need a 250th of a second to take a good exposure. Yeah, but what happens if you're on a wedding or something where you have peoples or different buildings with different colors? Then you sometimes have an underexposed image or an overexposed image. And this is because your meter system of your camera will get every color or tone to an 80% gray value. So you have to go into your menu, or you have a dial or a button for this, and you can set your EV, your exposure value, to minus or plus, depends what you want to have. Especially if you're shooting out in the snow is not white, it's looking great, so we have to overexpose, and vice versa. So if you take your camera and take this test by your own, and you use the center point metering and point your camera on a white area, or on a black area, or on a gray area, you will get 3 different exposure values that you have to change. I mean the EV dial. So your shutter speed will change from the 250th to 320th or to 124th, something like this. What you can see inside of your camera or on the back of your screen, you see different shutter speed, depends on which area you're pointing at. Especially on weddings, you have the bride with a white dress and the groom with the black, so you have problems on the exposure for your image. Sometimes it's overexposed, sometimes it's underexposed. And this is the reason why I, in some special situations, use manual mode on my camera. Or even if I use aperture priority, I have a gray card with me and I point my camera to the gray zone, to the gray card, and take the meter reading of this 18% gray of my gray card. I have it in front of my subject. I point the camera towards the subject, as I will do if I want to take the shot, and I take the meter reading of this gray and set my camera to it. So then after, if the light is not changing, and this is an important point, the light is not changing during your shooting, like you have on portrait shots outside or landscape shots as well, you have no problem at all. You set your camera once to this special gray area, and then it doesn't matter anymore if you point your camera on the white or on the black or on all these colors with different tones, because of your camera is measuring the reflective light, what's coming back from your subject. It figures out the exposure for you. And you can use this little trick with a gray card or something that is very close to an 80 to 30% gray, doesn't matter that much. You can set your camera on manual, or you change, if you're on the aperture or time priority, you change your EV, the exposure value, to the point where this gray is gray and not black or white. And then if you have a gray card, so there are some gray cards out there with white, gray and black on it, you will see, if you take the meter reading from the gray and then you take the shot of this gray card, it will be white, gray and black. So try this at home. Point your camera on different colors or different grays, like white, gray, black, and you will see that the meter reading is changing of your camera. And if you switch your camera to, let's say, manual mode, set your ISO, you set your aperture, and then you dial in the shutter speed of your camera, it doesn't matter anymore which shot you take. As long as the light is the same, you have a very decent exposure during the whole shooting. Yeah, this was a little tip that you can try at home. I hope you liked it. It will help you, I hope. Thanks for watching and see you soon. Goodbye.